திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும் வருவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம். பூழியர்கோன் பூழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி ஏகம்பத்துறை எந்தாய் போற்றி பாகம் மண்ணூர் ஆனாய் போற்றி பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணே போற்றி சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி அண்ணாமலையமன்னா போற்றி கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்டு சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக நம்முடைய அன்பிற்குரிய கத்தார் தம்பதியினர் சரவணன் தம்பதியினருடைய நல்ல ஆதரவினாலே நாம் தொடர்ந்து ஆங்கிலத்திலே தொடராக த ஹோலி டெய்டிஸ் ஆஃப் சைவம் என்கிற தலைப்பிலே திருக்கோயில்களிலே எழுந்தருள் இருக்கக்கூடிய சிவமூர்த்தங்களை பற்றி நாம் சிந்தித்து கொண்டு வருகிறோம். In the last session we discussed about the Soma Skandar and we also gave the details of the single entity. Even though it is a single entity, there are three forms: Sivam, Lord Muruga and Goddess Shakti. And we also discussed about the concept of such a form. Sattu, Sittu, Anandam. Sattu, Sittu, Anandam. Sattu means eternal. Sittu means Jnanam. Anandam, the bliss. So these three form the concept of Soma Skandar. So as a matter of fact, the soul should understand that it is eternal. The soul cannot be destroyed, doesn't come to an end. It exists forever. So the soul is also called as Sat. Padi pasu pasam ena pagar mundil, padiyinai pol pasu pasam anadi. Tirumalar describes the three entities, Padi, Pasu, Pasam. The topmost is the Padi and the next one is Pasu and the third one is Pasam, which means the bondage. As a matter of fact, nothing can be destroyed out of these three. These three exist forever, eternal. Sattu means Padi also Sattu, Pasu also Sattu, Pasam also Sattu. So the Almighty ever exists, never ceases. The soul ever exists, never ceases. But what is the difference between the Almighty and the soul? If we claim that both of them are Sat, that is, both of them are indestructible, both of them exist forever, both of them don't have any termination, then what is that which gives the difference between these two? Definitely we know that the Almighty is far most superior. Not only superior, it is not affected by the malams, bondages, or ignorances. So it comes to our help, it comes to our rescue, it comes to our, out of its kindness, it comes forward to help the souls which are suffering due to the bondage, which are suffering due to the catchment of these malams. Even though we are saying malams, to start with, the soul, its wisdom was covered in such a manner not to function by the ignorance, the only malam known as anavam. It encompasses, it covers, it sees to it that the wisdom doesn't function. If the wisdom functions, its desire should arise, its plan should work, its execution capacity should function. So, how to identify that the wisdom works means naturally the desire should come up, ichai, and there should be some wisdom planning to complete the or to achieve the desire. Then automatically comes the third part, the execution. So, a wisdom means it should have these three functionaries: desire, planning, execution. Ichai, jnanam, kriya. But once upon a time, the souls were not able to function because of their wisdom being influenced entirely by the anavam. Anavam means darkness. We may compare it to the ignorance. Somebody is asking something, we do not know. Somebody asks some other thing, we do not know. Then people will say that why you are so ignorant, you are not aware of anything, your wisdom is very limited. People will ask. So, wisdom, if you just remove little by little the ignorance, it will get exposed to the knowledge. Like you can compare this to the sight of an eye. Eye with a cataract defect, it may not be able to visualize, it may not be able to see anything. But once the cataract is, the screen is removed a little by little, it may get a little by little the vision. It is because the thinning down of the cataract. Likewise, the thinning down the ignorance by little, the soul will be able to function as a matter of fact. What do you mean by the soul functioning? Is wisdom working is called soul is functioning. If the wisdom doesn't function, you cannot call the soul functioning. Even if the soul is within a body, if the wisdom doesn't work, you cannot claim that the soul is functioning. Soul is not at all functioning. See, by looking at the respiration, by looking at the pulses, by feeling the heartbeats, you can say that the body is okay, but you cannot claim that the soul is functioning. Soul functions only if its wisdom is functionable. That is why in dream, soul is not functionable. It doesn't know where it is. It doesn't know what happens in and around of its being. So it doesn't understand. What does it mean? It means the wisdom is fully covered by the ignorance during that time. So the soul functions means is wisdom functions. So just if you compare the soul with its wisdom non-functioning, but due to the grace of God, the soul started functioning a little by the donation of the tools by the Lord to the soul. The soul is provided with tools and other they are called as tattuvangal. We can group them into in tools. We can group them as tools. Some of them are provided inner, some of them are sukshamam, some of them are thulam, some of them are visible, some of them are invisible. Likewise, the tools are given and the soul is able to function a little using its wisdom. Please understand, if the soul functions means it functions with its own wisdom. With its own wisdom. Since it is inherently possessing the wisdom, it is able to function. We are seeing so many inner things in this world, they don't function because they don't have inherent wisdom. We all have wisdom, but inherent wisdom we are possessing, but due to some reasons it is not functional. That is why the Almighty comes to our rescue. Okay, now we are discussing the Almighty as Sat. The soul is also Sat, but the Almighty is also is possessing wisdom. The soul is also possessing wisdom. The only main difference is the soul's wisdom is with defects, whereas the Almighty's wisdom is flawless, padijnana. Not only flawless, it is uncomparable. It spreads over the entire universe. He knows anything, anywhere, anytime. So his capabilities or his potentials cannot be measured with our human wisdom. It's very limited. So the soul's function is limited, or the main constraint is the capacity of the wisdom. If the wisdom is large enough, or it is free from flaws, it is free from ignorance, then naturally the wisdom can be claimed to be of more quality. Definitely, a soul can claim itself as superior or better. The soul can claim, or the souls can claim they are better than others. They are superior than others. They are far more better than others. If they want to claim, means their wisdom should be more exposed and more functional. So, as far as we are concerned, Sat, Sit, when we compare these two, as far as Sat is compared, the souls are equally existing, eternal, compared to the God, the Almighty. But as far as wisdom is concerned, there are constraints in the functionalities of the wisdom. whereas there are no constraints, there are no limitations for the wisdom of the Almighty. That is why the unmeasurable, unquantifiable, unexplicable, the jnanam of Lord Shiva, helps everybody's wisdom. As a matter of fact, he helps the soul to come out of the ignorance and make its wisdom functional fully, without any reservation, without any flaw. You can climb like that. So, as far as these two aspects are concerned, to certain extent, the Lord Shiva is comparable to soul. How dare I am to climb like this? Comparable with the Lord Shiva, the soul. See, it is subject to certain condition. I am quoting this statement. I am saying that the soul is comparable to the Almighty in the aspect that both of them are eternal. Both of them are non-destructible. Both of them are ever existing. In that aspect, I am saying that both of them are comparable. The point number 2, regarding the wisdom, why I should go to the third part, or the comparison level, the next comparison level, because the pasam is also eternal. It cannot be destroyed. It ever exists. So, in that aspect, these three quantities or entities, these three are comparable or same in the aspect of ever living. Padi pasu pasam ena pahar mundil padiyinai pol, comparing the padi with the pasu and pasam. When Tirumular does that comparison, I have the right to quote that. Padiyinai pol, he compares the pasu and pasam with the Lord with one aspect. What is that aspect? Sat. So, in that aspect, they are comparable. Let us go to the next level, that is wisdom level. Then you can compare only these two, that is Pati and Pasu. The pasam has to be deleted and eliminated. Why? Because the pasam doesn't have wisdom at all. It doesn't have wisdom at all. So, there is no point in taking it for comparison. So, we can eliminate that. In the next level, the comparable things are only Padi and Pasu. Padi Sat, Pasu also Sat. Sat means ever existing, never ceases to exist. You understand? Okay. So, the next level I am saying that the Padi is comparable to Pasu. They can be compared in the aspect that both of them are possessing wisdom. The only thing is Padi's wisdom is flawless, whereas Pasu's wisdom is covered and it has been adulterated with anavam or ignorance. It has been adulterated means it has been 100% adulterated. So, that adulteration is to be rectified, purified, whatever you call, and God comes to rescue and He helps. He gives the soul with so many tools, and it expects the soul to come forward and to function, to do some deeds in the positive direction, to null away or to remove even little by little the ignorance from its wisdom, so that that wisdom will become flawless, will become flawless. So that's the process going on. God is helping. God has given all the tools to the soul. The soul is existing in 5 bodies. Even though we are able to visualize only the Thula body, the visible body, there are other 4 bodies, as we have discussed already. There are other 4 bodies, Sukshama. Without them, this Thula body will not be able to operate in this world. So that functionary details we have discussed in the last chapters, in the last sessions, or in the last serial. So I am not going to explain all those things once again now. My point of concentration is, you must closely follow me. I want to emphasize one point, that we are comparing the 2 out of the 3. The third one is eliminated. We are comparing only Padi and Pasu, the Almighty and the soul. And in the aspect of wisdom, they can be compared. They are comparable, and the flawless wisdom of Lord helps the soul to remove, to scrap the ignorance in its wisdom, not at only at one stroke, but in various stages. For some souls the process may be very slow, for some souls it may be faster, for some souls it will be very, very fast. Likewise, there will be a difference in the speed of the process, naturally. Anyway, what will happen at the end? Suppose in the process is going on, the soul is trying to scrap the ignorance from its wisdom with the help of the Almighty. Okay, the process is going on. At one stage, what will happen? At one stage, the entire wisdom would have been removed from the entire ignorance in the wisdom will be removed. Is it not? It will happen one day or other, isn't it? So many births we have taken. The purpose of the birth is only this, nothing else. As far as Saivam is concerned, the purpose of the birth, the souls are taking innumerable births. They are one after the other, they are going on taking. What is the purpose of it? The purpose of the birth is to scrap the ignorance from the wisdom. That's all. ஆணவ மலத்தை ஆன்ம அறிவிலிருந்து அகற்றுதல், அதான் மோட்டோ, நத்திங் எல்ஸ். For that he has given the Maya Malam and Kanva Malam, all those things are there. If there is no ignorance, no necessity for this Maya Malam or Kanva Malam, why at all I should have a body or tools? If my wisdom is going to be pure, if it is going to be flawless, why should I need all these things? Not necessary. Once I am able to breathe without any difficulty, my respiration has been restored properly, I am able to breathe 100% without any difficulty. Then where is the point of holding a ventilator? Why should that all be connected? It need not be connected, because I am having my own system of breathing. Is it not? Likewise, if my wisdom is pure, then no point in having these bodies or in this life in this prapancham. Why a life in this prapancham is at all necessary? It's not at all necessary. Now it won't be given. it won't be given. We won't be coming back. We won't even know whether such world exists or not. You understand? Okay, my wisdom has become pure. My question is, if my wisdom has become flawless and 100% pure, will I become Almighty? Will I become Brahman? Because Brahman, the Almighty is Sat. I am also Sat. The Almighty flawless wisdom, I am also now having flawless wisdom. Once I get it, once I get my wisdom flawless, pure wisdom, then why at all I should care the Almighty? Why at all I should care? I am equal to Him. Such postulates are enlisted in Aneka Iswaravadam, Siva Samavada Saivam. There is a group of people who claim like this. You understand? The main point everybody is forgetting in this discussion, in this aspect, is the soul never can become the Almighty. It can never become the Almighty. It may be equal in the aspect of Sat. It may be equal in the aspect of Sat. It may be equal in the aspect of Sit. Okay. Satli Samanam, Sitli Samanam. Okay. Then what prevents from saying that the soul is equal to Almighty? Because the primary reason is the God Almighty possesses the bliss, the great bliss, Anandam. Soul doesn't have any bliss at all. ஆன்மாவிற்கு ஆனந்தம் கிடையாது. In Dharmi Adinam, one of the Tambirans made the postulate. He said that the Anma has its own pleasure. Once it is out of ignorance, it will be able to enjoy that pleasure. He narrated such a postulate. And Guru Maha Sannidhanam Guru Jnana Sambandhar, he composed a full book on Mutti Nichayam only for the elimination or deletion of, or proving that this theory is false. He has written that Mutti Nichayam. He wrote it only because of this postulate. So, the Pati is always above, superior, because it possesses the Anandam, the bliss, and it is ready to donate. It is ready to part with. So, it is at the delivery end. I am always at the receiving end. Soul is always receiving, and the Almighty is always delivering. Almighty never requires, never receives anything from any soul. You understand? So that is the biggest difference. This concept is explained in Somaskanda. In Somaskanda, Sat, even though there are three forms, Sat form he manifests in Sivam, Sit form he manifests in Sakti, Anandam he manifests in the Murugan. Sat, Sit, Anandam, Satchidanandam. So Saivam claims that the soul can never become, even though all ignorance would have been removed with the help of Almighty, not by its own, by its capacity or by its efforts, only because of Lord It was suffering in the ignorance. Due to ignorance, it was suffering in the darkness. God only came forward and helped it. Once the soul is out of the darkness, it may think that I am comparable to God and I am Brahman. That was the biggest problem with Ekam Brahman people. They think they claim they are equal to Brahman, and they are Brahman. Once the Maya and Karma are removed, they claim they are equal to Brahman. How can it be? When Maya and Karma are removed, what about the Anavam? That makes the biggest difference. So, you just see the Sat and Sit, it's not complete. Sat and Sit doesn't make completion. There should be, if there is a length and breadth, there should be a depth to denote a volume. Then only it is real. Only if you have 3 dimensions, it is real. Otherwise, it's only a depicting an area which is only a shadow. It cannot be claimed to be real. If it is a real thing, it should have a length, it should have a breadth, and it should also have a depth. யார் அறிவார் எங்கள் அண்ணலின் பெருமை? யார் அறிவார் இந்த அகலமும் நீளமும்? பேரறியாத பெருஞ்சுடர் ஒன்றதின் வேறறியாமை விளம்புகின்றனே. That's how Tirumular claims. So the depth, these 3 form the completeness of the article or object or anything. Length into breadth into height, it gives the volume. Sat, Sit, Anandam, it gives the completion. So, the Satchidanandam, it gives, even though there are 3 forms, Sat, Siva, Umai, Murugan, even though there are 3 forms, it is only a single form, single entity, a single name, Soma Skandar, a single entity, which means the soul enjoying the bliss of Lord Shiva with the help of his grace. That's what happens to all souls. So Saiva Siddhantam explains the soul's suffering is not due to Maya and Kanmam, is only due to Anavam. That is the prime factor for the sufferings. Unless otherwise you understand, unless otherwise you appreciate, unless otherwise you come to the decision that all the sufferings are due to the ignorance in my wisdom. The lack of clarity in my wisdom causes all sufferings. You just analyze or audit your some of the sufferings in the Prapancham. Throughout your life, you must have come across so many happenings. You just analyze one by one. What is the real reason for that suffering? Most of them you will understand that the decision taken by you would have led you to the suffering. The moment you have taken the decision, your mind would not have been clear to give you a clarified or clear mind. So you would have taken some decision which might have caused all these sufferings. You yourself will realize, why we are saying like that? Because of the non-clarity, because of the ignorance part of it, you are taking decisions for your suffering. So your sufferings should come to an end means the wisdom should be very pure and clear. The wisdom part of it, the ignorance part of it is due to Anava Malam. That Anava Malam is to be removed. The process is going on. So please concentrate in your bhakti, in your anmiham, or in your routine pujas. You must understand the process should make my mind clear. I should have a clear wisdom. That is why whenever we take some important decision, we go to Lord and we beg Him before Him. We beg Him to give a clear mind to take a right decision. Is it not? Why are we going and asking Him? Because our mind may not be perfect in taking a decision. Due to ignorance part of it, we may wrongly decide and may cause the after effects because of a wrong decision. So the Saga Uma Skandar, Soma Skandar, by looking at the entity, by looking at the form, by looking at the Murti, by looking at the deity, we must understand that Lord Shiva is Sat, Lord Shiva is pure Sit, Lord Shiva is pure Anand. So He has graced me, He has chosen me, He has some or other blessed me to get His bliss through the process, and He is expecting me to cooperate with Him and to go along the travel, holding His hand by our side without losing Him at any moment. See, throughout our life, when we walk, we are walking by our own self, ourselves, by ourselves we are walking. Sometimes the passage or the path may look darker and difficult, and you may bewilder, you may wonder how to proceed, you may even be afraid of proceeding, how to move about. The future may be dark, you may not know what to do, how to do, where to go, whom to trust. All these difficulties may come. At those periods, at those moments, and during those periods, at those moments, who is there to support you? Who is there to lead you properly? Who is there to light your way? Who is there to enlighten you the rightness? So these are all the policies, principles behind our this form. So when we are praying, when we are making the prayer to the deities, Saiva Siddhantam expects that it should be concerned with our wisdom. Arivartha Pusai. See, it should be superstitious. It shouldn't be superstitious. Blindly doing something without knowing why we are doing, why it should be done, without knowing all those details, blindly doing one after the other with a reflex action. Why should we do? We must have some consciousness. We must be aware why we are doing this, why we are praying this, what is the principle behind doing like this. All these things should be taken into account when we are offering our prayers to the deities. This is the expectation of our mentors. So one of the very, very, very important form of deities is the Soma Skandar. Almost all, everywhere, in all Siva temples, Somaskandar Murtam, the deity, is very, very prominent, popular, and never missing deity in a Siva temple for worship. If you go to Tiruvarur, the Somaskandar Murtam is known as Tyagaraja. In some places, Tyagaraja will be there. But Tyagaraja, I have been told that in Tyagaraja also there is a Lord Muruga inside, but we cannot see him. We are not able to see him there. But some people are claiming that there is Lord Muruga inside. And some also claim to have seen it, not from the public, but from the family who have the right, the families who have the right to touch Tyagaraja and do puja for him. So it is only Somaskanda form is called Tyagaraja. So almost all why I am saying this is because in Tiruvarur there is no Somaskandar. You should not say like that. That's why I am telling you. Wherever you go, Somaskandar you may see. In temples where you don't see Somaskandar, if you see Tyagaraja, it depicts the same idea of Somaskandar. So Somaskandar, Skandar, as I explained you already, the concept behind the worshipping the Somaskandar is we can get the pleasure or the bliss, the true bliss, the true bliss. If you understand the one concept, can you enjoy the food? Can you enjoy the food with the pain in the stomach? If your stomach is not functioning properly and if you are feeling pain in your stomach, what is the point of being provided or fed with a feast? You cannot enjoy at all. You cannot enjoy it at all. So if you go and ask Lord Almighty, give me pleasure, give me fund, give me money, give me this, give me that, asking all these things without asking him, I want to enjoy all these things. Is it possible? You must ask him. You are asking money, but you must also ask him, by the money you are going to give me, can I enjoy the money? You are asking him something. You must ask him, if that is being given to me, can I enjoy that? Yogam is different from Bhogam. We are all asking only for Bhogam, but we never ask for Yogam at all. We go and pray for Bhogams. Give me that, give me this, give me that. Asking all the things, thinking that we will be able to enjoy them once we are provided with. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Do you think that you can enjoy whatever you wanted to? No. Bhogam means the property. Yogam means the fate of enjoying the property. So they are quite different. They are different. If you ask for Bhogam, if you are not asking for Yogam, then naturally the Bhogam will be given, but it will be enjoyed by somebody else in the name of you. That's all. So the thing you must ask him is not Bhogam or not Yogam. You must ask him, you must demand, you must put your demand, you must worship him with the demand that I don't want Yogam, I don't want Bhogam, I only want you, because that is the bliss. That is the pleasure. Yogam and Bhogam bound together. Yogam and Bodha merged together. That is called Anandam, bliss. In this world, Yogam and Bhogam never go together. You have to get separately them. There will be Bhogam, but Yogam will come in the form of Vinay. Your deeds or the reaction or the feedback of your deeds. They are different in the world aspect. In the world's aspect, they are different. They don't come together. They don't come together. That is why Sundaramurti says, Punnum Meppurulum Taruvane, Bhogamum Tiruvum Punarpane. They are different. If you want to enjoy anything in this world, these two you must be possessing. If you possess only one thing, you cannot enjoy. You may have Yogam, you may not have Bhogam. How can you enjoy? You may have Bhogam, you may not have Yogam. How can you enjoy? You must have both of them. I must have money and I must have the fate of enjoying it. Then only I will be able to enjoy. Otherwise, I will not spend it. I will keep it throughout my life. Somebody to come and enjoy that. Scolding me. That's what happens. We are seeing with our naked eyes, isn't it? So many people are earning so many things, leaving them in this world, going away to their legal heirs who are enjoying them. Is it not? So, this is the fate of the world's pleasure, whereas the bliss of Lord, the Almighty, it is a combo package. Both Yogam, both Bhogam, both Yogam and Bhogam, they put together in God's bliss. So, that is why to show that bliss, to show that without inseparable, to show that Lord possesses the Anandam and also Lord possesses the Shakti, and Lord is the giver. So, giver, Yogam, Bhogam, all of them put together, Somaskandar. So, if you want to enjoy real Anandam, then this is the deity which offers you the total bliss. So many things are not understood in this world. The theory behind this life of the world is not at all understood. People are crazy about the money. People are crazy about the wealth. People are crazy about so many things in this world. It is all because of the ignorance in their wisdom. One single moment, Patinathar just threw out all his things, because that moment his wisdom got cleared of everything. There was only a scent of Anava Malam that was removed by a single passage or single sentence by the Lord Mardavana. So, what I am trying to say is, the thing is, we must concentrate that the Almighty's pleasure is the only thing that we can enjoy without any reservation or limitations or with any other constraints. So, the only pleasure that comes without any risk is God's bliss. All pleasures in this world are coming at some risk. We are taking some risk. I am demanding some pleasure. You are taking some risk. See, nowadays the financial people, whenever they do some investments, they are looking at the risk factor. Is it not? What is the risk of funding in mutual fund or in deposits. See, likewise, the pleasure in Almighty. But people think how God and Almighty can give me pleasure. Only the good food will give, good clothes will give, or other things, worldly things will give pleasure. But how God can give the pleasure? People are arguing like that, and they are also thinking that Almighty cannot give any pleasure by himself. He will only grace to get this wealth. He will only help to get all these things and get the pleasure. That's what they think. Almighty will help us, Lord will help us, God will help us to get all these bhogams, and also to get all bhogams to be enjoyed, the yogam. That is the thing God will give us. No, that is not correct. This yogam, bhogam, these things are the only things, and we also come to the conclusion, or we think that it is a duty of Almighty to offer all these things to the souls. அவர் கொடுக்காம எனக்கு யார் கொடுக்க போறா? That's how the people ask. But he expects the souls to ask for a better thing. Is it not? If the father wants his son to ask for something, means he will expect that his taste should be elevated. His taste should be somewhat better. Is it not? Then only he will come to the conclusion that my son has reached some maturity level. Why some people are choosing the cheap things? Why some people are choosing some quality things? Why some people are boycotting, or they are sacrificing? They don't come forward to take these things. Why there is a difference like this? You understand? If you go to a buffet, people will come take food in their plates. If you just watch, some people will take whatever they see, they will take and fill their plates. They may not be sure that they are going to consume all the things they have taken on the plates, but they will take all the things. They will fill their plates. They will not consume everything, but they will take everything. But you can see some people, they will choose some food, and also to a certain extent they will be deciding this may not be suitable for me. I don't want this, I don't want much of this, I want little. Likewise, they will decide and take. Why the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two people? From the living example, kindly look into the example and decide. Some people are taking something when other people are taking so much of things. Some people are going for good food, some people are going for gorgeous foods. Everything in this world, kindly understand, whatever they do, whatever they talk, whatever they are functional, whatever they think, all of them are to their wisdom level. It is the only thing that counts, the wisdom level. What they do, what they think, what they talk, everything, wisdom level. You cannot make them to do right things by force, unless otherwise their wisdom level is coming to that mark. He cannot be forced to do that. He will pretend that he is liking that in front of you. Once you go away, on behind you, he will revert back to his own decision, because his wisdom level cannot be changed. So much of things are being advised by parents to their daughter. But daughter is choosing some fellow as his partner, as her partner. Parents may be advising so many things in so many angles, but she may not be listening because her wisdom level is only to that extent. That's all. You cannot expect her to accept your advice or your offers or your other things. So, again and again, Saiva Siddhantam pivots. The whole Saiva Siddhantam pivots on wisdom level. In this birth, the wisdom level, how it has been revised, how it has been revived, how it has reached a new height or it has gone down. The wisdom level is slowly rising, and if it reaches to your mark, the behavior of the soul, the approach of the soul, the talking, the thinking, the behavior, everything will be according to their wisdom level. Once it is refined, then the talk will be refined, their action will be refined, their thoughts will be refined. So, refining means, that is why our people insist that you must recite these holy songs, because it directly connects our wisdom level. It influences our wisdom level. Only by strong words, your wisdom level, not by ordinary people, but saints, their messages, their advices, they have its own influence. So, by reciting Devaram, by reciting Tiruvachakam, by reciting all those things, by doing prayers to Somaskandar, by doing prayers to their deities, by doing prayers to Ammayappar, the wisdom level definitely will go up. But it is very difficult to make the people to do puja. They are reluctant to do it. They are reluctant to recite songs, Devaram and other things. Is it not? It is that is why from the childhood the customary, the habit should have been cultivated. Some or other we must force our children. Some or other we have to force our children to do some prayers, offer them some praises, nothing wrong. But make them do some pujas, make them recite some Devaram and other songs. You can see their behavior is becoming better, and it will be refined, and it will be softer, and also at the same time right decision taking capacity will be cultivated for the children. That is why our people insist, our ancestors insist on doing prayers for the deities and offering prayers by reciting Devaram and other Tirumurais. So, once again, there's the details of worshipping of Somaskandar, the real details involved, the real intricacies involved, or the real concept, I think I have nearly explained. The discussion will be continued in the next week also. We will take up the next form of deity, very, very important, Tenmukha Kadavul Dakshinamurti. I think I would be able to start this week itself with Dakshinamurti, but since the explanation, the concept explanation, it took some time. So, Somaskandar extended this week also. So, we will take up Dakshinamurti in the next week, and we will start our discussion details. So many postulates, so many concepts, so many truths we have to understand from this concept, from this form of Dakshinamurti, so that we will be able to get a clear mind and our wisdom will be purified. Okay, now I will recite a 5-letter mantra 5 times. I request all of you to follow me, please. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. ஓம் நம சிவாய. ஓம் நம சிவாய. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். I have to thank once again our Qatar couple, Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan. They only initiated the serial, and I have to thank you that I hope that most of the people who are not well versed with the Tamil, they would be able to understand and appreciate the concepts and the real facts and the real principles of the great Saiva Siddhantam. We can meet in our next section. Thank you. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.